This episode of One Hit Thunder is brought to you by DistroKid.
When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof, like Aloe or Allbirds, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and great marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling, and for shoppers, buying, simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. Nobody does online business better than Shopify. It's home of Shop Pay, the #1 checkout in the world. You can use it to boost conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts going abandoned and way more sales going through to checkout. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/income, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/income to upgrade your selling today. That's shopify.com/income.
When Sweet Tarts dared to combine sweet and tart, they thought, why stop there? Why not create other exciting and unexpected combinations like rainbows and ropes, or fruity and gummy, or chewy and more chewy? That's why they created fun and tasty treats like Sweet Tarts Twisted Rainbow Ropes and Gummy Halos. When you dare to combine, it's sure to blow your mind. Sweet Tarts, dare to combine. Visit sweettartscandy.com to shop now.
One hit is all you need to make the money guaranteed, and you can live off royalties forever.
And it makes me wonder, is it just a wonder, or is it One Hit Thunder?
Chris, do you remember when the VMAs used to matter?
Of course. And we've talked about this before, that they were such a cool thing, and then they sort of went away when MTV just decided to start playing Ridiculousness on a loop at some point, and no one paid attention to them forever. But now, I think this is the first year they were on CBS, right?
They were on CBS, which is still really bizarre to me. I get that CBS owns the MTV brand, but like, as I joked about, I wrote a Facebook status after I watched everything, but like, you really couldn't pause the Ridiculousness reruns for like 3 hours to actually run the VMAs.
Or like a simulcast of the two things.
Simulcast at a minimum.
Or,
like,
you know, a different version, different, like, there aren't VJs anymore, I don't think. But, like, you could have had some influencers over there or whatever. Yes, it's strange. And also it's strange, like, who watches CBS at this point? Elderly people, I guess.
It's, clearly, because half of the presenters, I'm like, LL Cool J's the host? Like, Lenny Kravitz is the first presenter? Like,
that's what I noticed last time I watched the VMAs, which was a couple of years ago. And I know it was a couple of years ago because what was funny is that P. Diddy got the, like, what's it called? The award.
The Video Vanguard Award?
Yes, the Video Vanguard Award. And
which full name is the Michael Jackson Video Vanguard Award, which I've noticed they've stopped saying the full name of the award.
I mean, dude, we'll get into it some in this episode. There's certain people you have to separate the art from the artist. We know that. I have trouble with it. Even some of the people that performed at this awards that we're going to talk about. Now, I do want to say that you watched it live, right?
I did, yeah.
Okay. I planned on watching it this morning on, streaming, but then it wouldn't work. So I just had to go to YouTube and watch all the performances. So I did not see the awards given away. Now, you saw that part of it.
I saw all 4 of them.
Okay.
Like, it was that's the thing that I'm annoyed by is like this was, and I think that we had this when we did the Grammys this past year as well, but it was literally performance after performance after performance, then one award, then performance, then after the show went off the air, they gave out like every award. Like you had to go online and find out who won everything. And I don't need like a ton of awards being given out, but it's literally the Video Music Awards.
I guess that's a good point. I was going to counterpoint you by saying, do I really want to see people walk up there and be given an award and thank people I don't know who they are? Like, I don't really care about that either. Matt, I do got to tell you that part of me was like, oh, maybe I should watch these live tonight. It was the first week of football, but the Sunday night game was Buffalo Bills versus Baltimore Ravens, 2 Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah.
And I was like on the fence. I was watching football with Johnny. I'm like, I'm going to stay and watch the game. This is a really good game. Dude, it was the greatest football game. I was
miserable watching this live.
Okay. Buffalo, I got to tell you, Buffalo won 41-40 in this game.
That's a close and high scoring game. I don't know much about sports, but I know that's high for football.
I got to tell you, too, that it was 40-25 halfway through the fourth quarter, and it was in Buffalo, but Baltimore was winning, and the fans started leaving, and Johnny and I were like, why are they leaving? And Buffalo came back and won, and it was like this amazing game, and when it was finished, I was like, God damn, I'm glad I didn't watch the VMAs instead of this, because this was an amazing game.
No, you did not miss much. So a couple things. The first award that was given out, Lenny Kravitz gives out the Artist of the Year award. It goes to Lady Gaga. Which I'm fine with, but I feel like that album wasn't that big of a splash this year for the Artist of the Year. That was kind of a weird win. But I texted you that you had to watch the Doja Cat performance.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
So
I watched it.
The version that you watched, did it start with the Max Headroom thing?
Oh, I think it just started right when, it started with the music performance.
Okay.
Oh, damn, Max Headroom was on here?
No, so LL Cool J is doing the introduction, and all of a sudden, all the TV screens cut to Doja Cat dressed as Max Headroom, going like, "Hey, LL Cool J," like it's like all the Max Headroom stuff, being like, "I'm sorry to interrupt, but it's time for my performance with Kenny G." And then all of a sudden the curtain comes up and there's fucking Kenny G playing his saxophone and Doja Cat doing her thing. It was, at that moment, I thought, okay, this is going to be great. Like, this was like such a cool start to the show.
That's amazing. I can't believe I didn't get to see that. First of all, what percentage of people even get that reference? and second of all, like that song, Jealous Type, the Doja Cat song, it's awesome. It's very 80s. It's very like a Stacey Q or something like we've done on One Hit Thunder. And that's incredible. And this was the point I was going to make is like the VMAs, I guess it's like an outdated thing. They do have new, younger artists, but there are so many artists that are from even like before our time, on the VMAs. It is for, I think, elder Gen Xers to like boomers, to be honest.
What I guess my issue was I was thinking about this the other day, like when I was trying to, it's hard to, I wish I could I almost want to go back and watch some of the old VMAs to see if they hold up to my childhood memories of how exciting and cool they were. But like as a kid, it felt like anything could happen during the VMAs, right? Like anybody could storm the stage, or like, not that I care about this band that much, but like, you know, one of the years it ended with like a very unexpected Guns N' Roses reunion. You know what I mean? Like there would be like these, what felt like this once in a million moment that happened that like this didn't feel quite like that to me. And I think that that's where it's like, oh, this is like kind of a shell of what it was. Something that I did think was cool, even though I really didn't like any of the artists, was they had the main stage, but then they had the extended play stage where they had like 3 kind of like up and coming artists who haven't fully like broken yet, that were given like 2 to 3 minutes to play a song to kind of like introduce themselves to a new audience, which I'm like, that's kind of what MTV should always be. Is that.
You had Lola Young on that stage play Messy, and I feel like that was one of the biggest songs of the past year. Why wasn't she a main performer? She seems
especially with who headlined. The final performance was Conan Gray, who I truly don't know who that is.
I know the name, and I like to keep in touch with what is popular. Conan Gray's a name I know. I didn't like the performance or the song.
No.
And
for the final performance of the night. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I want to talk to you for a minute about like how, to a certain extent, the Video Music Awards felt like dangerous, or like
that's what I mean. Yeah, this felt so safe.
Especially in the 90s, you could have you had rock bands playing pretty raw performances sometimes, mixed with the pop stuff, of course. But every performance I watched, it did feel, as a guy who likes pop music, and I do respect the amount of effort that goes into the choreography and these giant productions and everything, you really had a lack of where is the minus, I mean, Lola Young was probably the closest thing to that. Someone who just feels like an artist who writes songs in their bedroom and is just getting up there and doing their thing. And the other couple performances on that EP stage were Bailey Zimmerman and the Kid Laroi, that song Lost, which is a pretty okay song.
Yeah,
and then Megan Moroney, who actually won an award, a country artist or whatever.
Yeah,
but
it's not our world with those artists.
Yeah.
I will say the next thing that happened, Jay Belvin comes out and gives Ricky Martin the Latin Icon Award, and Ricky maybe wasn't. I don't think he was sounding the greatest he's ever sounded, but my God, when I realized that he was 54 years old, I was like, he looks fantastic.
Oh, yeah, he's incredibly hot. Who are we kidding here? It's Ricky Martin.
I'm like, he's still got it. It's insane that he's... I said to Barb, it's weird to me that he's 13 years older than me. He just looks... I also think it's because when you're a kid, anybody who's a celebrity seems so unattainably older than you that the idea that Ricky Martin's only 13 years older than me is weird for my brain.
Okay.
We get another award. Nikki Glaser comes out to give out the Song of the Summer Award that went to Tate McRae. Tate McRae or McRae?
Tate
McRae for the
McRae.
song Just Keep Watching. Again, I know that name, not really familiar with the song.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan. I know the song. I know the artist. Holy shit, there were so many songs nominated for that.
12. There was 12 or no, 16. 16 songs for that. There was 12 songs nominated for the Push Performance of the Year award, which we'll get to later. It's so many nominees.
It's
so
many. Insane. I would have went from the 16 nominees or whatever it was. I personally, if I got to vote out of those, I mean, I would have probably went with Sabrina Carpenter, Man-Child.
You know what I thought was actually going to win this, just because there's so much buzz around it, was I thought that this is where they would have given it to the K-pop Demon Hunters song that's I think currently one of the biggest songs out there. I'm like, I think that this is where you give it to a fictional artist, right? If you're going to give a fictional artist an award, Song of the Summer seems like the spot to do it.
Yeah.
Now, I did for Song of the Year, I knew about half the nominees for Song of the Year, and it did go to one of the songs I knew, which was, is it Rose or Rosé? And Bruno Mars. Rosé and Bruno Mars with the song App.
Yep.
I like that song. That song's pretty great.
Yeah, I mean, of course. Anything Bruno Mars is involved in, it's going to be pretty good.
Hot take, that I think is the better Bruno Mars collaboration I would put that over the Lady Gaga one that I think won collaboration of the year or something.
Yeah, it's funny that this is September now, and I think about the Grammys all the way back in, what was that?
January or February,
January or February. So some of these songs for Song of the Year were also nominated for Song of the Year in the Grammys, feels like forever ago. But Birds of a Feather would have been my vote. I think that's such an amazing song. And you also had the Gracie Abrams, I Love You, I'm Sorry, her songs, she has some pretty awesome songs. But I would have went with the Billie Eilish one. But yeah, the Rosé.
That song's incredible. That Billie Eilish song is unbelievable.
Yeah, but the Rosé and Bruno Mars feels pretty appropriate for VMAs.
It's a fun song.
For some reason. Yeah,
it's a fun song. Another thing that was fun, but CVS, I think, just neutered the shit out of this, was the Busta Rhymes Rock the Bells Visionary Award. The amount of unnecessary muting that they did throughout this performance was just so upsetting. But this is the first time that they have this award. And I genuinely, like, full sincerity, if you're giving out an award for visionary music videos, there is no one else I can think of to be the first recipient than Busta Rhymes, because those early, like from Woo-Ha up to like Give Me Some More, those were like events. Like watching those videos and the weird, crazy visuals that were in there, like I thought that was the perfect person. His performance was Break Your Neck, Give Me Some More. He did Scenario, which like I was super stoked about. A song called Touch It that I don't really know, and then Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Can See, and Pass the Cavassier. And then when he gets the award, I'm not sure if you saw his acceptance speech.
No.
But he said, I'm going to keep this short, but the next time you wait 35 years to give me one of these, I'm going to talk as long as I damn well want.
Wow. Dude, he was really good. Especially like when he's rapping fast. I'm like,
insane.
Oh my God. He's so good. And I love
so
Give Me Some More.
Good.
Give Me Some More is so much fun.
His songs are such good party jams, but yes, Scenario was the moment where I was like, oh shit, they're going there. Like I didn't think they would do that song. The other I think great performance, and I want to talk about this a little bit. Sabrina Carpenter does her song Tears, which is such a filthy song. It is just
dude, I love how raunchy she is. It's so much fun. And I like her songs, and I like her. I think when Espresso first came out, I think part of me was like, okay, who's this blonde? It's just a blonde girl. It's going to be a one-hit wonder, whatever. I didn't realize she was like, I feel like she's going to be in our lives for a long time. At that point, when Espresso came out, she had already released 6 albums. Like,
so
she's
she made a joke about
artist.
that. So when she accepted an award, I think she got Album of the Year.
Yes.
Yeah, she got Album of the Year. During her acceptance speech, and this made me laugh, was she was like, thank you, everybody, for those of you who bought the album, and an extra special thanks to the few of you that bought the other albums that no one knows I put out.
That's awesome.
Like, she kind of owned that. But what I want to talk about is, we were talking about the VMAs kind of being this dangerous, exciting, whatever, and I still don't think that this was a dangerous performance, but Sabrina Carpenter, her performance and the stage setup, and I think I said this during the Grammys as well when she performed, but this reminded me of like those Madonna or Britney Spears performances from the 80s and 90s, where it was like something to talk about. There was so much happening on stage. It was suggestive. It was a little edgy. It was a little weird. Like, this felt like the most show-stopping performance of the night.
Yes. What I want to say about it is that song Tears is really good. I love that the chorus is, I get wet at the thought of you. It's
the
so
last
awesome.
line is, I've got tears running down my thighs. That is so gross.
I love, look, there was a real, I mean, unless it happened in, which I doubt it did, in some of the acceptance speeches and stuff that I didn't see. I love that this felt like she was the only person all night who had something to say. She, spoke in her performance, speaking out on behalf of the trans community, who are, at more than ever being like targeted and hated by certain people. I thought that was awesome. And I mean, is anyone going up on stage and saying anything about like fucking ICE raids or, the military going into cities or the genocide in Gaza? Are any of these artists saying anything?
Do you think they're going to say it on boring-ass CBS that fired Stephen Colbert under presidential power? Like, I mean, that's the thing. That it's like, this is so tame in a world where, like, I think on MTV, especially on MTV 10 years ago, people would have had no problem bringing that shit up. I mean, remember the famous Fiona Apple, all this is bullshit speech? Like, we need more of that. We need more people talking about this shit.
It's just crazy to me that, first of all, there's so much to speak out about, to the point where, I got a new album coming out this week. I feel embarrassed to a certain extent. Like,
yeah.
And I'm always going to talk about that. Like, hey, I would love it if you checked out our album. I hope it uplifts you or whatever. But like, the world's so fucked up that I feel embarrassed, like self-promoting or whatever.
Yeah.
But I understand everyone has to go on with and do their career and do their thing. My main point is, it's awesome Sabrina Carpenter had something to say. I love that. And also, like, from a selfish perspective, if you were looking at, I mean, a partially selfish perspective, if you're some huge artist and you're bothered by what's going on in the world, also, like, people are going to talk about the fact that you are speaking out. So even from a selfish perspective, like, I don't know, man. It's wild to me that, like, with so much fucked up stuff, that someone would just go up and be like, "Hey, thank you for the award." Like, I don't know.
Nothing else to say.
Yeah, nothing else. Nothing fucked up is going on in the world.
Yeah. So after Sabrina Carpenter's performance, we get another award, the Push Performance of the Year award. It goes to a group called Cat's Eye for their song "Touch." Yeah. I was also not really familiar with this group, and this was where I started doing stuff where I just want it to look like I know that, like, there are people more out of touch than I am, but I was starting to feel out of touch. But when I looked, I'm like, Cat's Eye and the Conan Gray person I spoke of, like, they haven't even had a song crack the top 40 yet. Like, it's not like these are people who have put out, like, #1 hits that I'm missing here. Like,
I know them both. Just a surface level knowing them. I believe Cat's Eye is in the new Gap commercial, which actually kind of cool. I got to tell you, Marquette showed me the commercial, that it was like, you could tell it's a response to the whole Sydney Sweeney commercial, because they are all women of different nationalities and different whatever. And it was kind of like Gap's response, like, and you know, whatever. I kind of think that the whole Sydney Sweeney thing was a fake thing to begin with. No one I knew was actually upset about that. It seemed like a distraction from the Epstein stuff, just 100%. Like the Cracker Barrel thing is a distraction from that. But I did think the Cat's Eye Gap commercial was kind of cool in, like, the message of it. But that's as far as my knowledge goes. As far as the music and the performance, I watched it. I'm like, this is a girl group. I've seen this so many times. Hey there, One Hit Thunder listeners. Are you ready to take your music to the next level? Well, get ready to rock, because this episode is brought to you by DistroKid, the ultimate digital music distribution service for artists like you. With DistroKid, you can easily upload your songs or albums to online stores and streaming platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube Music, reaching fans all around the globe. But that's just the beginning. DistroKid offers a ton of awesome features like Hyperfollow, which helps you promote your releases and get pre-saves on your songs, all for free. But wait, there's more. The DistroKid app is now available on iOS and Android. With the app, you can manage your releases, track your streaming stats, and even withdraw your earnings, all from the palm of your hand. And for those looking to perfect their sound, check out Mixia. This powerful tool allows you to put the finishing touches on your tracks in minutes, ensuring they sound polished and professional every time. But that's not all. DistroKid has just launched a brand new feature called Instant Share, allowing you to easily share large files securely with collaborators, producers, and more. With Instant Share, you can keep your music streaming at the highest quality while making the best impression possible. So what are you waiting for? Elevate your music career today with DistroKid and unlock a world of possibilities. Possibilities that I know all about because I've been using DistroKid for years. It's seriously great. If you haven't used it before, you're going to love it. And One Hit Thunder listeners get an exclusive offer, 30% off your first year with DistroKid by signing up at distrokid.com/VIP/OneHitThunder. That's distrokid.com/VIP/OneHitThunder.
When did making plans get this complicated? It's time to streamline with WhatsApp, the secure messaging app that brings the whole group together. Use polls to settle dinner plans. Send event invites and pin messages so no one forgets Mom's 60th. And never miss a meme or milestone. All protected with end-to-end encryption. It's time for WhatsApp. Message privately with everyone. Learn more at whatsapp.com.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. Insurance may all seem the same on the surface, but having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like getting a speech from your third cousin's +1 at your wedding when you needed a speech from your best man. You wouldn't settle for just any speech, so don't settle for just any insurance. When it comes to getting the help you need, State Farm is the real deal. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
This episode is brought to you by Jack Daniels. Jack Daniels and music are made for each other. They share a rhythm in the craft of making something timeless, while being a part of legendary nights. From backyard jams to sold-out arenas, there's a song in every toast. Please drink responsibly. Responsibility.org. Jack Daniels and Old No. 7 are registered trademarks. Tennessee whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume. Jack Daniel Distillery, Lynchburg, Tennessee.
This episode is brought to you by eBay. We all have that piece. The one that's so you've basically become known for it. And if you don't yet, fashionistas, you'll find it on eBay. That Miu Miu red leather bomber, the Custo Barcelona cowboy top, or that Patagonia fleece in the 2017 colorway. All these finds are all on eBay, along with millions of more main character pieces backed by authenticity guarantee. eBay is the place for pre-loved and vintage fashion. eBay, things people love.
If you thought goldenly breaded McDonald's chicken couldn't get more golden, think Golder, because new sweet and smoky special edition gold sauce is here. Made for your chicken favorites at participating McDonald's for a limited time.
Then we had 2 of these pre-recorded segments. So Luke Grimes comes out to introduce Jelly Roll and Post Malone doing a pre-taped performance of the song Losers.
Luke Grimes? Who's Luke Grimes?
I have no clue. I think he was just like an actor.
Oh, okay.
And then Rosé comes out and introduces a pre-recorded segment of Lady Gaga's Madison Square Garden performance.
Right.
And they're both, I mean, they're genuinely live performances in front of a crowd, so there's something there, but it's like, I remember, like, U2 performed on the MTV VMAs, and I want to say it was 93, but it was still like a live, like, they cut to them live at whatever show that they were playing. And I think that was the year that Dana Carvey, dressed as Garth, like, sat behind the drum set in New York and drummed the song live with U2. Like, it was like a really cool thing where it's like, don't do, like, the pre-tape stuff just kind of feels, again, like, kind of lame and safe. Like,
yeah.
Like, it's just like everything is like to make sure that no one does or says something.
Yeah, I mean, if someone messed up or their voice cracked or they did something outrageous, or that adds to, like, I think once again, Matt, it comes back to it's on CBS. It's the
CBS of it all.
Of the 3 major network, CBS, ABC, NBC, I feel like CBS is the most old people network.
It really is. They were, listen, CBS was clinging to the laugh track well after most of America had moved on from it.
Yeah.
Ariana Grande then introduces Mariah Carey for the Video Vanguard Award, and Busta Rhymes came out there full of energy. Ricky Martin came out there looking hot and doing, he may not have been singing on point, but he had energy. This was one of the most mediocre, stiff performances I have ever seen. I was so disappointed by this set.
Yeah,
when the highlight is them playing Old Dirty Bastards part of the Fantasy remake while people dance, I was like, this is bad. The best part of this is Mariah Carey not singing.
Well, a question I had for you now. Mariah Carey is someone that I think of as being a singer first and foremost. I don't think of her.
It felt like lip singing to me.
Yeah, was it?
It may have been. It genuinely may have been. I could not believe how forgettable this performance was.
She's phoning it in at this point, and she doesn't have big choreography and stuff. She's kind of just walking out on stage. But that's what I'm getting at. It's like, I'm fine if she just wants to walk out on stage and sing, but you better damn well be actually singing, especially when you're the person. That's what you're known for, your crazy vocal range and your singing. So I'm not accusing her of anything. Maybe she was, but I was watching a few times and I'm like, is she?
She was the only performance of the entire night where I questioned it.
Well, no, I saw a couple other ones that they weren't singing. But, which, once again, I get it. If you're working it choreography-wise up there and putting on a show, like, at this point in my life, I have some empathy for that.
Listen, for sure, there were even portions of Sabrina Carpenter where the backing track was doing a lot of the heavy lifting, but you could still tell she had a live mic and would talk and sing into it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the surprise. I was ready to dunk on this tribute to Ozzy when I read who was doing the tribute to Ozzy. When I was like, Youngblood with the guitarist from Extreme and
Nuno
and Joe Perry and Steven Tyler from Aerosmith. I was like, this is the best that we could do for an Ozzy tribute. But I will say, Youngblood surprised. I don't know anything about Youngblood. I was surprised at how decent he was, and I did not expect Changes to be one of the songs that was played in this tribute. Like Mama, I'm Coming Home and Crazy Train, I was like totally expecting those. But Changes, which at this point I think is more known for the cover version of it, that's the theme song to Big Mouth.
Yeah.
Like I was like, holy crap. This dude I think Youngblood did a better job than Steven Tyler on doing the vocals at this thing.
Oh yeah. Which I have so much to say about this. First of all, I was scrolling on my phone and saw like Youngblood at when they're taking the photos at the step and repeat or whatever, and he's just shirtless, pants pulled down so you could see a lot of his pubic area.
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh god, this guy sucks. But because when you see that, you want to think he's like the crazy bitch guy. Like he's like that. The difference is, Youngblood is actually talented. Like
he's talented and a cool dude. It seems like stands up for shit. Like seems like a cool dude with opinions.
Yes, so that's true.
Yeah.
Steven Tyler. Now let's cut him. Not that he sounded horrible. Let's cut him a little bit of slack.
But they had to cancel the farewell tour because of vocal issues that he's having. I was surprised he was going to sing at all. Honestly.
Yeah. And let's put aside, there's a lot of problematic stuff with Steven Tyler. Go down the rabbit hole. Guy sucks. The guy sucks. So much so that I have trouble listening to Aerosmith. But the performance, like you said, it wasn't that bad. But then we go down a whole other thing where it's like, do we want to open this whole box? Ozzy. Where, look, Crazy Train's cool. Changes is cool. Like, these three songs are good, and I understand the significance of Black Sabbath. Man, the things I learned I did not know about Ozzy until after he died.
Ozzy has some issues for sure.
Dude, the Cats thing. Do you know the Cats? Why did I not know that?
I think that was stuff from his past. Now there is a certain extent where I think that most of the Ozzy stuff, not that this is an explanation, not an excuse. I think most of the worst moments of Ozzy were also tied to the worst of his like drug and alcohol abuse. Because I feel like once he got sober, he really was the guy that you saw on the show The Osbournes. Like he was just a quiet, kept to himself, not crazy person. But he did some fucked up shit in the 80s.
Let me ask you. No matter how much I drank or drugs I did or whatever, if I went out and killed somebody, are you just going to be like, oh, well, he was on drugs?
No, listen, I'm not. Again, like I said, explanation, not excuse. Like I'm just giving a little bit of context here. But
for anybody listening, my buddy Johnny told me this. I had never heard this story. I didn't believe it at first. And then I went and looked it up. I'm like, oh my God, are you at one point? I guess at the height of Ozzy's drug use, he went home and got a gun and killed all 17 of his cats.
Yeah.
That is, I mean, I'm a cat lover, animal lover, whatever, but like, how was he allowed to even be famous after that? Like, that is the most disgusting, like killing one of your animals and then like coming to and being like, but you killed all of your pets? Like, what?
Yeah.
What? This is the most horrific story I may have ever heard. And I mean, and then his fucking terrible wife, I don't even want to get into her. Like, she had nothing to do with his, she did have a lot to do with his career, but I guess the guy's gone, and it's once again separating the art from the artist, and maybe we're going to get some flack for this or for whatever, but like, I just cannot imagine killing your pets, 17 of them. Like, it's disgusting. And so I'm really torn on the Ozzy tribute here, but the songs were performed well, especially by Youngblood. I got to give him some credit there.
Yeah, no, he does a decent job with it for sure.
You did skip something, Matt. I see here. You skipped the Alex Warren performance, which
no, that was coming up next.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh no, I did. I threw that in there. Yes, Alex Warren does perform after the Lady Gaga pre-tape, but before the Ozzy tribute. I see that in my notes now. Alex Warren, I know, had a number one hit in the last year. I still really wasn't that familiar with him though.
Well, let me fill you in. I feel like Alex Warren is the new Nickelback / Imagine Dragons / whatever, boy. Where Alex Warren wrote this song, I think it's called Ordinary, which so funny it's called that. It was number one. It might still be number one for all I know, but for like 12 weeks straight or something. And it is the most cliche, like lowest common denominator pop song. Like it's really bad, but what's so bad about it is that it is so mediocre. It's not even that it's like performed bad. That's why I'm saying it's the Nickelback or the Imagine Dragons or, all those artists that like to, or who the new one is too, is we did him on One Hit Thunder, Home.
Edward Sharp. Yeah, where that's getting called the worst song ever made. Yeah.
These songs that are not the worst songs ever made, but just they're so mediocre that that people just are like, why is this famous? This is what Alex Warren is now. In fact, I sometimes listen to the NPR. Like they have a show where they like current contemporary stuff and like music critics and stuff. And I was listening to them and they were like, this is the most atrocious song. To hear NPR people saying that is funny. But it's not that it's like that bad. It is just so you just didn't even try to be unique. That's how this Alex Warren thing is.
I think I've actually heard this song. As you're describing it, I think I watched a video. Maybe like Todd did something about it. I feel like I've definitely... You're like striking some memories in me about this. We got a couple more performances. Glorilla comes out to introduce Jay Belvin, who's a new like Latin, kind of like a Bad Bunny type person. I think he's actually on that track with Cardi B and Bad Bunny. I like it. I want to say it was the three of them. It was fine, but this is just like not my type of music. No. Now, what you probably didn't see, and God, are you lucky? I don't know who this person is. Megan Stalter, who I guess is on Hacks.
Dude, she is. Before you tell me, because I saw your post.
Yeah.
She is so funny on Hacks.
Well, it's probably because someone else is writing for her, because my fucking God, she did this like Dunkin' Donuts tie-in where she like absolutely can't go out on the stage until she gets her Dunkin', and she's in like an outrageous dress, and she is so in love with the Dunkin' drink that she has that she invites the Dunkin' Donuts barista to be her +1 to the VMAs. And then she's up on stage to introduce Somber, who I guess also won Best Alternative Artist. I really don't know this Somber person. But she is like stumbling over her words. She's pointing out that she's way too nervous to be in front of the cameras. Like, I was just like, what is happening right now?
Dude, I got to tell you. You don't watch Hacks? You've never seen Hacks?
I know that Hacks is like a blind spot that I need to rectify soon because it keeps winning shit. So
you will love it. And what I got to tell you real quick, you watch Broad City? Did you watch Broad City?
I love Broad City. Yeah.
Okay. You know the guy who owns the gym, who's Abby's boss at the gym?
Yes. Okay.
That guy, Paul something, he is the writer of Hacks, and he is one of the, he's like I guess I'd consider him a main character, but that Megan, she is his assistant. And by the 4th season of Hacks, those two are the funniest, it's the best part of the show. Okay. And so I don't know. You might be right. Maybe she just has good stuff written for her. I didn't see this VMA thing.
I was just like, what the fuck is this? As far as somber, I don't hate this song, but then it had me questioning, this is what we're classifying as alternative music? Now, it seems so far from what alternative started as.
I'm not familiar with somber either. This was my first experience. It feels like a 1975 type of thing.
Yeah.
But not quite as good. It was okay. I wasn't.
Yeah, I didn't hate it, but I was like, this is fine. A lot of this was this is fine. Ariana Grande then has a slight winning streak, takes on the best pop song, and then she won the video of the year for Brighter Days Ahead, which kind of I have a little bit of an issue with this being nominated. Are you familiar with what Brighter Days Ahead is?
What about it?
That I just think I think it's mildly unfair to nominate a 45-minute short film against other people's music videos in the video of the year category.
Okay, I never saw the 45-minute short film.
That's what I was like, oh, they're nominating the whole last short as one video. Obviously this is going to win video of the year. It's a full production versus you know what I mean? How would you feel if Punchline gets nominated for the I Will Wait music video somewhere, and then you look at one of the nominees and it's a 45-minute $1 million short film. You're gonna be like, well, I'm not gonna fucking win this.
Okay, yeah, I don't really know about it much at all.
Yeah, I just found out about it while doing the research, and that's I think we covered most of it. It was long. It was not necessary. Yeah. I think that there is such a thing as too many performances. I think that even in the VMAs, when you remove the awards from it, there was more sketches. There was more interesting. You would have comics. There was just so much more happening. This really felt like they were struggling to find people to. I noticed that with the exception of Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars, every person who won an award was also a presenter or performer on the show. It felt like they were really, this is who we can get. These are the people who are going to be there.
That's right. I mean, it does seem like kind of the B squad of, you have a Lady Gaga performance, but then was she not even there? Or was she
was there? That's what I was confused by. Okay. She was there to accept the first award for Artist of the Year. I think it was Bruno that didn't show up. But why not give the award to at least Lady Gaga? Instead, Jessica and Ashley Simpson accepted the award on their behalf because they were the presenters. And I was like, but Lady Gaga was there.
Jessica and Ashley Simpson were presenters?
Yeah.
Wow, we're in the C squad. Are you kidding me? You know what I saw, Matt, came up on, just randomly scrolling this week. This is to your point about the sketches and the fun of it. Something came up from the 90s. I don't know what year it was, but it was Ben Stiller. Maybe he hosted that year, I think. But he was dressed up like Matt Pinfield. Yeah. He did a thing where he was dressed as that's so funny. Matt Pinfield, of all people, you have Ben Stiller dressing as him and acting as him. That's so funny.
But it all comes back to what we said in the very beginning. There was a whole culture of MTV personalities that just doesn't. Beavis and Butthead's on Comedy Central now. You know what I mean? All of the things that made MTV a unique brand is either gone or been shifted to a different location, and they've really stripped it completely of its identity.
Yeah, I think what it's probably shifted to is YouTube stars, and that is it's so weird. The other day it was there was a NFL game. It was Chiefs Chargers, and it was in Brazil, and it was the first ever NFL game, I guess, presented by YouTube. It was and some of the people that were like commenting like between plays and whatever were YouTube influencers. And I'm like, what's interesting about this person? Who watches this? I kind of feel like these are people that just, it's pure quantity.
Yeah,
they just
that's all it is.
That is not quality. Quantity does not equal quality. That's so, like, they were the most average, boring people. Like, I was like, what could possibly be interesting about this person?
Yeah.
But,
no, I wish that there was something we could do, but unfortunately there isn't. So all we're going to do is talk about it on the internet,
we're just going to complain.
Yeah.
We're not totally complaining because
there was some good performances. It's just when you had something that was so special and unique, and now it's like everything's a pale imitation of that special thing. It's like heartbreaking to a certain level, because YouTube, there is great things on YouTube. Well, but like none of those great things are like I love Todd in the Shadows, and I love there's like True Rock and Roll Stories. That guy has a really great YouTube. Neither of those are of the quality of like watching Behind the Music on VH1 or watching like it's not quite the same, and it never will be. And it's just kind of like,
let me ask you, would it be sadder? Because this is definitely a possibility if it goes away completely.
It would be way worse to have nothing.
Because
I think,
couldn't it come back around? Don't some things come back? Like, think about this: Saturday Night Live in the mid '80s. Like, it could have very easily been gone and never been good again, and then it came back around and it was good again. Maybe that can happen.
Yeah, I just wish that I wish they were trying anything more than what they are trying, which is just playing reruns of the same show pretty much 24/7. Like that to me is throwing in the towel. Like, at the very least, if you're just going to run reruns, throw music videos on there or something. Like,
I can't believe there would be more of a demand for, people say this all the time, and maybe some people think that they're joking. We're not joking when we say that MTV is literally the show Ridiculousness, which, if you don't know what that is, it's a show where this old skateboarder and a couple people, random people, watch clips and laugh about them, and they don't the people, they're commenting on them, and their comments on the videos aren't even funny. Like,
no, it's so bad. It's lesser
so low effort.
It's the lowest effort America's Funniest Home Videos.
Yes.
Like, it's really bad. And I can't imagine that is your ace in the hole. Like, I've said this before. If I had $1 billion, if I had trillions, if I had all the money in the world, I would buy a TV station and just call it the 90s station and play like old commercials, like old TV shows. Like, that's got to be just be a nostalgic channel.
No,
just play your back catalog.
Let me stop you right there, Matt.
Yeah.
If I had $1 billion,
I would fix
first of all, I'm giving most of it away, but
for sure,
I'll save enough to buy MTV, okay? Yeah. and make it, find talented people between the ages of 20 and 35, and you find sketch comedy groups. You find your next The State. You get talented people like Adult Swim type animation. You get some shows like that, and you program at least 8 hours a day to play great music videos. You bring back the format of the music video, and
it's so easy to me.
It is so easy. How is it not being done?
Yeah. Well, maybe one day we'll find a way to get in the door and have the conversation.
I think it's because YouTube exists. And people
it is,
aren't watching TV.
It's not the same. Anyway, that's our thoughts on the VMAs and I guess MTV in general. So make sure you hit subscribe. We'll be back we'll be back in like 2 days with a new episode of One Hit Thunder.
One hit is all you need to make the money guaranteed, and you can live off royalties forever.